Recently I did a video which was mostly a rant, but it was done partially in disbelief, because Two Worlds 2 got microtransactions added after 6 years of being out, and those microtransactions replaced the previously inbuilt, obviously free, console commands. Well, I got a bit of an update for you, so in this Red Gaming Tech video we're going to go through the update. As I discussed previously, the game was getting absolutely hammered on Steam, and obviously the reaction, just generally within the community outside of the game, and obviously people who were still playing it, was, well, rather poor, and can you blame them, because this was a pretty, like, what moment? I honestly thought like someone was joking and pulling my leg when I first heard it, but nope, this was a real thing that actually happened. The TLDR, I do suggest you watch my original video, which should be on screen right about now. But if you just want the cliff notes, essentially there were console commands in the game where you could, do things that could arguably be, classified as cheats, like spawn a potion or spawn a horse or spawn stuff that would basically get you out of the glitches in the game. Someone commented on my previous video saying that this was a game where you could literally get trapped in the dungeon, and the only way to get out of it was to use the console commands to, well, get you out of it, basically. So obviously the removal of that was a pretty big thing, and obviously that they were then replaced with microtransactions of, like, 50 cents, $1.99, etc. That just added a whole, like, barrel of salt into this gaping axe wound that they had going on. So we have a bit of a response from TopWare, and we have a response from the Vice President of Business Development, Dirk Hassinger, to be exact. And he says, quote, with the 2.0 update for Two Worlds 2, we implemented some features from the Xbox 360 version to the Steam version. At the time the game came out in 2010, Steam did not support features like achievements or in-game purchases, but Xbox Live did. For the DLC, Call of the Tenebrae, the expansion, we made several improvements to the game engine and added features like achievements and a marketplace we took from the Xbox version. We decided to release this improvement as a free update to all owners of the game, independent of if they have purchased a new DLC, which requires the engine update or not. With the same update, the DRM for Two Worlds 2 has been removed, as well as the developer console, but after some users asked us to put it back in, we reactivated the developer console for single player. For multiplayer, the console is never available to avoid cheating. The in-game purchases are optional and not required to play the game. All items which are available for purchase can also be found inside the game. From our 7 years of experience with the Xbox 360 version, we know that there are many users who like the possibility of purchasing items like healing potions and mana potions. Those who do not like it do not need to purchase anything, same as it is since release in 2010 for all Xbox 360 users. Two Worlds 2 is not free to play or pay to play. Everyone who owns the game has the full product with all features and the full gaming experience. The only special items not in the standard version can be found in the digital deluxe content in some special editions or in the season pass, but these items are not available as in-game purchases. And basically he even went on so far as to confirm that the microtransactions were pretty much exactly what the game had in the console version from day one. So, I can't actually find any evidence one way or the other whether or not it had microtransactions at launch on Xbox 360. There are some people who are saying that this is a lie, but obviously I can't find out if that's true or not. I did try and find out, but I can't find any. There's no mention of it in any of reviews of the game. There's no mention of any microtransactions, and you would have thought that that would be at least mentioned in a review that, hey, this game has microtransactions. But if anyone played the game around launch on Xbox 360, can you confirm or deny this? Because I would love to know whether or not this is true. As I said, several users are claiming that this is a lie, and I would love to know if that's actually the case. I don't want to say it is without knowing that it is, but I'm asking you, if you played it around launch, is this true? Because I personally didn't play it at launch, and as I said, I can't find any evidence either way on this particular one. Now, I've always said in the past that this, BS line of, oh, we're just giving you options when it comes to microtransactions is just like, really? Do you even believe what you're saying right now? Like, when it comes to cosmetic stuff, it's like, okay, cool, go for it, who cares, really? I've kind of softened my stance on that a little bit because, the hard line I used to take was a little bit silly. And I think, cosmetics has no effect on the game, either single player or multiplayer, that's cool. If you want to do DLC, if you want to do other stuff, that's cool. But, microtransactions like this where you're literally buying items that used to be available for free within the console commands. That's just really bad. And say, oh yeah, loads of people like buying these items on console. No one likes microtransactions. People tolerate them either because they don't have the time to play as much as other people. Perhaps they just want a shortcut rather than grinding for this particular item or whatever. You know, there's several reasons why someone would be like, okay, I'll give you $2 for X, whatever it happens to be. Usually it's a time thing. You know, that's why Hearthstone makes a ton of money, because people just would rather buy the packs and so on rather than trying to play for free, because playing for free is possible but takes a ton of time, and that's usually a fairly understandable argument even if I wouldn't do it myself. And you know, while microtransactions technically do give options to the player, that's not the reason they're implemented. The reason they're implemented is because microtransactions make people a ton of money, and there's nothing wrong with the companies making money, but there is something wrong with them being exploitative while they do it, and this definitely falls under that in my book. It's great to know that the console commands are being put back in. I would love an apology as to how the developers responded on Steam. You can go check my initial video. There was a link to a Steam thread where the developer was basically saying, you're going to have to convince me that, you know, basically convince me that I should put the console commands back into a game that's had the console commands for like 6 years. And honestly, I just had to laugh when he said that he wouldn't spend money on these microtransactions himself, but obviously he added them into the game anyway. So that would have been nice, but I guess it's something that we're getting the console commands back, but obviously this is quite a non-response, a PR response definitely from the guys over at TopWare. But did we really expect anything else? Not really, in all honesty, but I guess something is better than nothing when it comes to this. So hopefully this doesn't become a thing of like, oh, that's a good idea, we can do that, we can add microtransaction to our game after like 5-6 years of being out. Yeah, it's a great idea. It's like, no, don't, please. Don't get any ideas. Okay, just don't. Alright, well, that's me done for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.